With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live show of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
We have so many topics to go over. I'm not even going to do the normal rundown for you. We'll get right into those. The market is sideways once again. We'll have Todd look at the charts for technical analysis. Obviously, he's not going to have much to say on a lot of the market leaders as far as the top 10, top 20 or so, but there is some outliers out there for you guys. I already see some good discussion going on in the chat box, so keep that going and feel free to ask me questions. Now, before we really get started, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you haven't already, leave a comment in the comment section below on the last live show we did with your ZEN address, as we will be choosing that winner live tonight. And then once this video is posted up on YouTube, leave a comment in the comments section with your ZEN address to be entered to win 1 ZEN Cash for this live show as well. Current value around $20. We love to give back to you guys, and we want to continue to do so for as long as it is feasible. So let's hop right into this. Coin market cap, we are currently sitting at $269 million. Pretty flat, like I said, even from the past couple days. We have Bitcoin at $6,638, still has not got up to that mark where we said we need to get a $6,850 Bitcoin to close on the daily basis to remain in the bullish mood. That's when the charts are starting to look good. That's the price objective we have, and we'll see if Todd is still feeling that way. Nothing else much going on here. We do have Bitcoin Cash down 4%. We got IOTA down 5%. And we got NEO pretty flat. After NEO's big run yesterday, it is trying to hold those gains. Let's see if it can dig in here. I know gas was kind of following that trend as well. We'll see what Todd thinks about those charts. Do we have any big winners today? We got Cortex up 9%. Buybox token, this is an exchange token, up 6.68%. And Bitcoin Diamond still ranked 40 in market cap and find its way on the big gainers for the day. That's one of my least favorite forks, but congratulations to the holders of these coins. Congratulations on any trades you may have made with the gains that they have had for you today. And that's really it. Nothing too exciting, nothing out of the ordinary. Ethereum Classic at $17.27. Just turtling its way higher and higher, even though the market has continued to go down or sideways. You know how I feel about Ethereum Classic, so I'm not going to keep hammering that, but I think this is one that you need to have in your portfolio with the upcoming Coinbase ad for retail investors, the index for accredited investors, and the custodian for institutional investors. I think that is a no-brainer and a win-win there for Ethereum Classic. So let's shoot it over to the charts for Todd. We'll see what he's thinking. If you guys have any charts you want Todd to look at as well, feel free to put them in the comments section. Then we'll get to some fundamental questions for you and some news that we need to go over.
Not much to talk about, and I don't really have any type of counts, and it's been pretty quiet. I still thought this was probably just a 1-2 and maybe a 3, and we're doing a 4 here. I mean, I might need to see more trading to make a better synopsis, but I think, I still think the low's in. It's just mattering how we dig out of here. We had the run up to 6,800 that failed quickly. And I still want to see that 68.50 give away to a good rally on volume. So we are not getting that yet. But I think, there's a lot of people looking at these flags and calling them flags to the downside again. So as soon as we turn one of those into a quick rush to the upside, I think that'll help. So I'm still leaning that way. So, and really not much else. I mean, classic 1720, it keeps just stair-stepping higher. All of a sudden, almost back to the 1745 or so that it reached. Ethereum's been back there at that 480 or so, holding in as well. Some of these coins went to new lows here when Bitcoin didn't. So that makes the count, I think, a little bit harder as well. So that's why I think it's hard to do any type of Elliott wave count here. Litecoin 8314. So those could be 1, 2, 1, 2. So we just need to hold some in here and have some volume come in. Neo, nice run from like 26 and change to 43. That one obviously got extremely oversold down there. So
we were saying that during the live show too, that we thought Neo was very oversold. People were tweeting about it. I sent a tweet about it, and you guys know I've been a long-term holder for Neo. I've just ridden this thing up and down. Very few swing trades on it, as I just think it's a good long-term project, a good kind of blue chip cryptocurrency that still is undervalued in my opinion, and it does generate that passive income and gas, which I think is always a positive, and especially during the bear market, passive income cryptocurrencies are essential to my portfolio, because even if Bitcoin goes down, I'm still earning Linda Coin, ECA, gas, some of these exchange tokens, etc., through their passive income opportunities.
Tony says today's the 5th, going back to that low on the 6th for a bull run. So that'd be all right. All we got to do is wait for tomorrow then. We got like 6 hours here. Good feeling about end of July and August. So go door to door signing people for Coinbase.
A couple people want you to take a look at Digibyte. Yeah, going door to door.
Do that.
I tweeted when I was in Universal, I wore a Bitcoin shirt every single day in Universal Studios. I think I ended up giving away about $60 in cryptocurrencies. I had several people ask me about it. I actually convinced about 12 people to download the Coinbase or the Jax wallet, and I told them if they did it, I would send them $10 of crypto of their choice. Most chose Bitcoin, 1 or 2 chose Ethereum Classic, and another chose Ethereum. So, it's up to each and every one of us to spend some time and maybe a couple dollars to get other people into the space, get the word of mouth going again, and over the long term, I will earn tenfold on that $10 back by getting more people involved in this space, getting them on the channel, in this community, etc.
I mean, there's Digibyte. Kind of looks a little bit like a Neo chart. Got pretty oversold down there at the 17 level, so back here at 30. So took out the diagonal triangle of the downside and back up above support. So we still like Digibyte a little bit here. There's DNT right below it, so not much to say there either, really. Some of these will go back to the 4-hour, get a better look at it. I know I mentioned before on a lot of Elliott wave stuff, these things look like maybe they've done some 1-2s. That would be dramatically higher prices from here. So that will be interesting for sure. Let's go to ZRX, back to the dollar mark. We've been talking about that one. I think that still leads us higher. That held up really well off of the sell-off from $2. So percent-wise, big sell-off, but I think when you look at the chart, look back at the bigger time frame, that coin's acted very well. So I still like ZRX.
And Patrick said, what about Ion, NASCAR sponsor tomorrow? I know they have a sponsorship, and also Dragon Chain. Dragon has a sponsorship tomorrow as well. Now, I don't know how much it's really going to help, but I can tell you that looking at the viewership numbers, you can expect that 4 million people will be watching the NASCAR race live tomorrow, and maybe some of that branding will cause some impressions on new investors over there. Obviously, I don't want to say dumb money or anything like that, but there's going to be a bunch of people there who are excited about what's going on, the atmosphere, all the other sponsorships going around, and I know Dragon Chain and Ion will be there doing their part in marketing at the NASCAR event.
I see a few people talking about like 6,200 Bitcoin before it turns up. I mean, I can see that. Not sure we have to have it, but I can definitely see it. I mean, the previous support down there was a 63.40 where we came out and then break that 62.50 level. So that wouldn't change anything for me, but I'm not sure it has to happen.
And then I guess before we get into the news, let's take a look at XRP real quick for wonderful bricks. Then we'll move on to the next segment where I just kind of go over some news and fundamentals for you guys. And then we'll start bouncing some questions around, obviously. And we'll be giving that ZEN away here shortly, so stay tuned.
Here's XRP. That's going back a little longer term, so nothing to talk about there. I mean, we need to get above the 51 level and keep this thing moving. So, but I think it will on those. I think it will as well on Ripple. So
yeah, there's a new news article with another person suing Ripple, claiming that the XRP token is a security. Obviously, that's going to create some downward pressure. We'll see what happens with these lawsuits. Obviously, Ripple has tons of money. They might just settle out of court there so they don't get bad press. But it is not positive news that they're getting another suit against that company and against that crypto.
I got a few names written down here we'll go over when you come back to me.
Sweet. So at this time, guys, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And let's just go ahead and choose the winner of this ZEN Cash to wake you guys back up. We're on our homepage here. We'll go to the live show from a couple days ago. We will copy this URL. And we'll throw it right in here for you. No duplicate. 50 unique comments. You have a 1 in 50 chance to add some ZEN to your bag. And here we go. Round and round. The winner is...
Where it stops, nobody knows.
Spiral. Hodl ZEN for life. Congratulations. That is a name I do not recognize as well. So welcome to the community. Hope you're enjoying the content, and I hope you enjoy this ZEN Cash. Do as you please. Keep it. Sell it. Buy your comment. I am assuming you will be keeping that and adding that to the bag. Congratulations. If you guys like free coins and you want your chance to win a free coin in the comment section below, just leave a comment with your ZEN address. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can keep up to date on your fundamental analysis, your technical analysis, and of course, who doesn't like free coins? So congratulations to you. I will be sending that to you after the live show. Now, I've heard a lot of people in the chat box talking about this, so why not start with it? Debrief on recent Syscoin trading activity. We'll have Todd just pull up the chart after I talk about this. But if you guys did not know, this thing just absolutely, you can't even say pumped or moon. This thing just broke. I mean, that's the easiest way, simplest way to say it. It broke on Binance. Now, there was a lot of assumptions that Syscoin was being hacked, maybe a 51% attack, some kind of insider trading bot, something along those measures. Now, they've come out and say that they were not officially hacked, compromised, or attacked. They did have a blockchain upgrade. Now, users, people with nodes and exchanges, were supposed to upgrade their APIs. Apparently, some of these exchanges failed to do so. This created a bottleneck, kind of a bottleneck with what was going on with the mining in the background, and subsequently, there was a lot of trading errors or something along that. I'm not going to go through all these details with you. Essentially, I just wanted to let you know that it wasn't a hack or anything on Syscoin's side. Now, you could say that it was a code error on Syscoin's part, or they needed to make sure that all their affiliates needed to do the proper steps to protect themselves. This thing went so high that apparently somebody spent 96 Bitcoin for one SYS token. Now, hopefully that's not you. Now, this kind of leads me to another point, because obviously no human would FOMO that much. Now, I might FOMO here and there, but I'm not going to FOMO and pay 96 Bitcoin for one Syscoin. This is kind of leads me to the dangers of cryptocurrency trading bots. You hear more and more talks of trading bots, people trying to sell you trading bots, etc. Now, I'm not saying trading bots can't work or don't work, or that if you built your own, it doesn't have its place. But trading bots are notorious for misreading price actions in the charts due to the volatility in this market in particular. At times, it will take profits after only 2-3% gains. Then you miss out on a rally or miss out on a project that you really liked long term. Also, in the case of this, when flaws occur in the actual blockchain, whether it be a 51% attack or an API error like this, bots obviously don't have that built into their algorithms. So they guess wrong or they trade inappropriately, causing this massive pump and causing you to wake up a little disappointed when 96 of your Bitcoin have turned into one Syscoin. So be careful with those trading bots. Maybe don't put it on your largest accounts. Play around with it a few dollars if you want. Now, because we get a lot of people asking that. Obviously, we have the crypto private client group where we trade your portfolios daily using trading APIs. So we get a lot of questions and inquiries about trading bots. And this is kind of a prime example of why they can be dangerous. So if you want some more information on that, go over to their official GitHub, and you can see this official write-up from them. Congratulations to anybody who held Syscoin and happened to be in front of their computer, because you made out like bandits. Hopefully you sold it on the 50, 100, 300% pump, and you went ahead and converted that into another coin of your liking. Now, why do we think Bitcoin's going to 22,000? Who thinks it's going to 22,000? Well, Tom Lee, Fundstrat from Fundstrat, is now reducing his year-end projection from 25,000 to 22,000, but maintains that does not mean he is bearish. That is over a 3x from current price valuations, and he still thinks that there is a high probability of that occurring even though there's only 6 months left in this year. His main reasoning behind this is that they use an algorithm. One of their indicators is that the price of Bitcoin should be 2.5 times the price it costs to mine one single Bitcoin. His average price consensus that they have come up with deems that by the end of the year, Bitcoin should and will hit 22,000. He says at very least he sees over $20,000, and it is still possible for the $25,000 projection. Now, I don't know about you guys, but with this bear market and this sideways market, this accumulation of these great projects we talk about every day, this accumulation of Bitcoin, man, if this gets to $22,000 by the end of the year, there will be a whole new feel to all these YouTube channels, to this community, etc. The giveaways will be crazy because we are all going to be hopping on that rocket ship in the background and heading to the moon. I think it's good that they're still staying bullish. They obviously work with accredited investors, and the fact that they gave a bunch of reasonings in this article for the reason why. The easiest one for me to explain is the 2.5 times multiple on the mining. But again, if you guys are interested, just search Tom Lee. He tweeted about it, and this is kind of Crypto Coin News' interpretation of what he's been talking about all day on the news networks.
And his misery index is still below 30, I think it said, which is still in the bullish category.
There you go.
But we've trended lower since he said that before.
Matthew
just said, yeah, the New York Post article said Bitcoin may soon be worth nothing.
They're sadly mistaken, my friend. They're
seen it
sadly
here.
mistaken.
I've got it.
I've seen this. I mean, this just is. I was reading today, also, if you go on my Twitter, the Smithsonian wrote about the tulip mania bubble and how it's kind of been overemphasized and over-discussed. And if you get a bunch of people talking to you about, oh, Bitcoin's the next tulip bubble, go ahead and read that article because it really hammers in some of the points, the over-exaggeration on that story, and just kind of funny, something that you can maybe educate some individuals as they might portray this bubble as the tulip bubble as well.
Yeah, that looked like straight FUD.
Yeah.
What up, Driven Muffin? K9, Handy Rams.
Do you have a couple charts you want to take a look at real quick?
I'm had a few people ask about OCN. I can't say much about that. I only got really a 15-minute here to look at. Been trending down. So no comment there. ION BTC. Go back out and look at can't say much about ION either. ION BTC. Not much activity, not much volume in a while.
Somebody wants to look at the ZEN chart real quick.
We can do that. We got ZEN BTC. Let's go to the ZEN USD. One we've been watching a little bit more. I mean, we've been friendly this one. I would like to see a little more strength right here. For sure. I mean, we went from 15 to 1950, so. But, you know, the chart's really the same as Bitcoin off the lows. So just need to keep working to the upside here.
They released about a 1-hour video, a bi-weekly update that I watched, and I think there's a lot of exciting news on the horizon. And if you are an owner or looking to get into Zen, I would recommend watching that video. Vertcoin also did a video today. Now, Vertcoin is one that we don't talk about too much on the show here, just because it's been lagging so much, and really it's relying on the innovations it's trying to do with Lightning Network and the lit box. But staying up to date on that, or maybe mining that if you have a miner at home, would probably be a good decision, only because at the current suppressed prices, if the lit box or the Lightning Network modifications work out as planned, and they are only one of 3 coins that can be utilizing that Lightning Network, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, and then Vertcoin, that could be a very good case for the utilization of their network, and a very good case for peer-to-peer utilization as well.
Then, as everybody knows, Ripple's getting back quiet like it did back down there at 20, 25 cents. I mean, I still kind of think on some of these coins, yeah, this could be the ABCX, ABC. We've came down here, didn't really bring in any major selling. Definitely can be a spring there, wave 4 correction, wave 2 correction, whatever. So, and still my issue's been, remembering back when Ripple went to 20 to $1, I mean, if you missed that on that, it was hard to chase that rally. So it's going to be hard to chase a rally in some of these coins, I think. After all you're worn down so much emotionally, I think you're going to be left behind if you try to trade here. So
somebody else wants you to look at BNB, and then we got a couple people saying ETC is looking good, and somebody asking if we already did ETC. We did already do ETC. Personally, on the short term, we didn't have too much to say about their chart, but in the long term, I think this is a no-brainer to mine it and add it to your portfolio, or buy it and add it to your portfolio. I just think it has so much fundamentally sound as far as the project itself. It has great partnerships, and now it's going to have great free marketing with the Coinbase edition. I think, guys, I don't want the community to miss out. I think that is one that you need to own. My personal opinion, do your own research, but I think it has 3 really good things going for it.
I mean, there's BNB. It's held up really well also. So been trading back and forth here 15 or 20%. I mean, they've been, definitely a good exchange. They've had some API issues. As a matter of fact, a lot of PCG clients have done it. But if you're a PCG client, I do need a new API created. So if you haven't sent me that, I wish you would. Some of these other small coins are taking Binance's spot, but I would think BNB is probably still a good coin. It's traded very well here recently. So
awesome.
We went over ZRX, Taj. That one looks to me still a lot higher. And I talked to Gary the other day. He's holding that for $10. So a 10 banger from here from Gary. Don't be a Gary O'Connell.
Then we got the Potheads Crypto. Welcome in here. He says the charts are depressing and the news is exciting. Well, during the bear market, good news only creates a mere blip on the charts, while during a bull market, news can cause massive FOMO and pumps. What you need to do is you need to take in that news, kind of decide what on a micro and macro level is important, look at it from an objective standpoint, and start positioning your portfolio to capitalize on that news for the future. If you think news is good and it's going to be long-standing for an individual project or an individual exchange, you need to start positioning your portfolio, because when the bull run occurs, people are going to reaffirm that previous news, and that's what's going to be leading the charge going into the next bull cycle.
There's XLM, same thing. I think we just came down and tested the lows. I think that's strong support down here at that 18.5 cent level or so. So I would like that. Steam, really same chart as a lot of these. So I think that was probably a spring and a quick rally, and now just hopefully holding in here before next surge higher. A few people talking about POA. This is POA BTC.
That was a Gary buy right there, that red.
That red line was around 5, 64. So not much to say there on POA. I did see some technical analysis on XMR. And same type of thing. This here, the move down to 114 was possibly the end of the correction. Back down to the support level here to the left. So, we got hurdles. We got to go to the upside. But I think it was looking at 199 maybe was next objective. If we can keep stepping higher on Monero.
Cool. Let me steal this back for a few news and tweets over here. I am now the proud owner of yet another masternode for Linda. For Fibonacci levels, it really needs to hold around 36. If it does break that, I see a high probability of a bounce around 32 or 33 Satoshis. If it's something that interests you. So far, I have earned payouts almost on a daily basis, and it is looking like I will be getting the 90 to 100% ROI on that masternode. Solid project, solid future, and they still have to release the Linda X, which is going to be almost their protocol, their Ethereum-like platform that they are creating, in which you must utilize the Linda coin for. Also, people are talking about Ethos. I have not had a chance to download the Ethos wallet. Only the Google Play Android version is available. Unfortunately, I am a Apple user. That means I've not got to test it out yet. If any of you have tested it out, let me know your thoughts on it. Obviously, I said I sold my Ethos a little while back because I really wanted to utilize the wallet, and I moved that into other projects that are more active. Now, we did have a massive pump yesterday during the 4th of July. I managed to get on here and let you know my thoughts if I was a holder. When I tweeted this, I said personally if I own BQX or Ethos, I would try and swing trade this pump, sell now, get your coins back, add to BTC bag after a correction. Well, subsequently, I woke up this morning. At the time of the tweet, Ethos was $2.68, hit a high a little over $3, and it was $1.90 and falling. I think you were even lower than that now. Let's see, $1.87. So congratulations to any holders who listened to not that advice, because we don't give financial advice, but my opinion on that trade opportunity, as you just bagged 30 or 40% more Ethos to the bag. So congrats on that. I still am interested in Ethos, whether it's going to be able to be a nice universal fiat onboarding process. I need to hold the wallet in my hand, or if somebody is local in St. Louis and has it on the Android, I need to physically play around with it before I can make any judgments on the wallet, but also the value propositions of the Ethos token itself. So keep you up to date. Hopefully you guys can let me know that as well. Now, in the title, it says the Pokemon Go of cryptocurrencies. This was brought to my attention. It's called Aircoins, and apparently they created an augmented reality mobile game just like Pokemon Go, where instead of catching Pokemon and trading with your friends or battling them, you actually collect cryptocurrency. And this isn't just fictional crypto, but there's partnerships here. We got ECA as a partner, Fanfare, Action Coin, a bunch of new smaller coins have all partnered with them, and apparently when you collect these, you actually get the actual coins sent to your user wallet address. So that is pretty interesting. We all know Pokemon Go exploded for the user base, exploded Nintendo stock. Now I don't know how that will affect all of these coins here who are partnered with them, but I still think it is a very interesting idea. Unfortunately, again, it is only available on the Google Play Store, I think, as of now. I have iOS. I think this is something you guys can maybe try out. Go for a walk with the kids. Take the dog for a walk. See if you can collect some cryptocurrencies. That is like a free airdrop for exercising. And I think the idea is really great. Now, did they copy it off of Pokemon Go? Probably. But I don't care. It's still very innovative for the space. And yet another thing that I think may help user adoption or understanding. And I think it's really just a better version of what ETN was trying to do with a mobile application where they were trying to make like a mobile game miner. Obviously, that has not worked out. We talked about why we didn't like that since so many ASICs were on the network. It looks like Aircoin is just going to utilize anybody who wants to partner with them and donate a certain amount of their coin every day as kind of like marketing, and let users go out there and collect it. So let me know if you try that out. I'm excited to try it out. That's fun. I'm going to take the dog for a walk, try to download this when it's available for Apple, and see what happens. The last little Twitter news I wanted to announce here is Civic. Now, this is one that really hasn't done much, been pretty sideways in the market, but is pretty high up as far as identity is concerned in the cryptocurrency space. It has some pretty recognizable figures working on the project. They are partnered up with Internext. Does that name sound familiar? Probably, if you watched the interview I did with them pretty recently. If not, I would highly recommend going to the homepage on our YouTube channel, watching that interview. Now, the founder really didn't express what was going on too well. Maybe he was a little nervous, etc. But I still asked a bunch of good questions, and I had preliminary background on the project, so I kind of filled in the gaps that he was leaving out. Here, Civic is kind of giving them praise. Their beta is about to come out, but the real reason I'm interested in Intronext is it is going in competition against Storage and Syscoin. Now, you might be like, oof, those are already pretty big names. Can they live up to that? They do have partnerships with BlackBerry and Civic, so they do have some help there. But also, there is only 629,000 of these coins that will ever exist. And the value proposition behind the coin is you have to use the INXT token in order to utilize xCloud or their other platform that they are releasing as well. And any revenue they receive in US dollars, they said they will be using to buy the INXT token at market price off of an exchange. I'll give it a watch. I think it's interesting. The value proposition and the token economics are very strong. And we'll see if they can compete with SIA. But we've seen that just because something can't compete from a technological perspective doesn't mean that the coin itself cannot see gains. And this one is definitely on my radar for trying to capitalize on some quick gains due to the positive token economics behind the project. Whoa, all right, that was a mouthful. Hopefully you guys caught all of that. There was a lot going on. Obviously, we missed the live show yesterday due to the 4th of July, so hope everybody had fun at the 4th. What do we got here?
I can quickly go over, this is back to the stock side on the lumber liquidators. Let me show that, because somebody asked about how do you do a count guide. That is a part of the course. If you haven't purchased the course, then it'd be a little harder for you. This is lumber liquidators that we said we had to buy on. It was up nicely today, about, I think it was 80 cents. So hopefully working higher. On the count guide, it says you want to look for a sign of strength. You got to do that by volume. You saw the strong volume come in here off the lows. No volume on the last point of support. So that is a sign of strength. This is the last point of support. So normally you work from the right to left, or you always work from right to left. So you go from here, and then you can easily divide this into 2 counts. You can go from the last point of support over here to the spring. That would be the first accumulation. Then for a larger, longer term upside objective, you'd go clear over to preliminary support. Preliminary support, last point of support, lots of times comes in at the same level. So this is where you had buying come in to stop the decline, and this is where you had the last point of support. So then you can count all of this. So to make it quick, I'm going to go back to my Twitter from today. This is Lumber Liquidators. So you could count from here, 2 boxes over, 4, 6, 7. So the first count would be 7 from the 24 level, let's say. So 31 would be the first upside objective. And if you count all of this, if it goes to 31, everything acts right. You can go back, go clear over to the last point of support. That's 17. 17 on a 24 would be the 41 that I have marked. So that's just kind of a quick lesson. You also count from the lowest level. So you get a range here from 37 to 41 if this whole accumulation area is true. So you just kind of watch that as we work higher and see what happens. So just a little quick count guide help. But there is, I forget the lesson number, but that is a part of the cryptocurrencies and Wyckoff course.
There you go. I guess that's a good time for me to go ahead and steal this real quick and just go to this. Guys, for the 4th of July, we are having a sale on our cryptocurrencies Wyckoff course. Use the code JULY4 for 25% off. This is probably going to be the lowest value, at least for a long term, only because we did add the 3 new lessons for the software that hopefully is coming soon. So you will be getting 25% off the $299 price, so it'll be $224.99. Join the over 950 current students, join the Learn Crypto community, and obviously all students do kind of have first preference when they ask us questions. I get a ton of DMs every day. Todd gets a ton of DMs and charts, etc. I try to get back to everyone, but in particular, I do target our private client group members and students first, as they kind of have paid to be part of this growing community. And, this goes back to a tweet I put out the other day, is where you really need to invest in yourself before you invest in the market. Whether it's with us or another reliable source, you really need to use this time of bear market where not a bunch of crazy stuff is going on to learn how to trade cryptocurrencies. If you learn how to trade cryptocurrencies, you then can trade your 401k, traditional stocks, etc. It applies across all regions, and I think it is important to gain some educations on charting. Unless you are just a person who watches and you're just going to hodl to the moon, that is great as well. But there is opportunity to capitalize on gains and swing trade in this ecosystem. And if you are armed with this knowledge, you can do pretty well for yourself. And I know there's some people probably watching who have the course, probably have some good things to say. Maybe they have bad things to say. And we hope to continue to add more of you to this community.
I mean, there's a lot of people bought the course and they haven't, they did a few lessons and obviously markets turned down and you get discouraged, et cetera. And I understand that, but I think it's still good to get in there and jump back into it. Especially I've added videos as people ask for. I've added, just little explanation videos, short and sweet, just trying to make the course better as we go.
Somebody wants to know if you'll take a look at the Tesla chart. Maybe I'll give you a few minutes to pull that up, put some markings on it. Also, somebody said you do need 2 million Linda coins for a masternode. That is correct. But you can stake any amount of Linda coin, whether you have 1 Linda coin or 1,999,000. Currently, just if you were staking, I think you're looking around a 50 to 70% ROI. If you upgrade to a masternode, you are looking at around a 90 to a 99% yearly ROI. And I would definitely utilize their new Linda wallet as a multi-coin node and staking wallet. So you can have Linda, ECA, and here's a little inside information. As you know, Redcoin is not on there yet. Digibyte is not on there yet. Apparently, the finalization of those being added to the wallet will be within 2 weeks. On top of that, we'll just say rumor is there is going to be more coin announcements. We know how these coin announcements affected the price action in the past. Also, the fact that you have more coins that you can stake all in one location is pretty awesome, pretty convenient. I log into one place, I see all my staking rewards right there for you to see. It can convert it all to US dollars as far as showing you what the value is there, and I am liking that user interface so far. What else did I have in here? I thought there's a few more questions I wanted to touch base on, but I'm not seeing it.
I got the Tesla if you want to throw it to me real quick.
Well, let me say this real quick. So Typerium, obviously we've talked about it in the past. The only reason I bring it up again, it has got a Market Insider's write-up today, kind of validating its legitimacy, talking about what the vision is, the reason for it being created, and a little one-page write-up gives you everything you need to know about Typerium. So I thought it was a really good write-up. This can be found on markets.businessinsider.com. This is a recognizable news source, obviously, so I thought that was pretty exciting, as we know that we will be giving away some type tokens in the future. I have put my money where my mouth is and bought some type tokens, and they did just release the eligibility for U.S. citizens to purchase in this pre-sale, a 300% bonus. That way, since we had to miss the initial round one, we are getting it at the round one price of 1 penny per type token. Now, they just announced this a few days ago. They said they would only sell an additional 60 million tokens at this price. The live show, there was only like 30 million that were sold. Now it is up to 46.5 million sold. So if this was something that caught your interest or you wanted to do research on it, I don't know if it's going to make it the full 5 days based on there's only 14 million left. So if it interests you, I would recommend taking a look after the show and deciding whether you're a buyer or not. I don't want you to miss on this opportunity, as the next round, it will be 5 cents per type token with only a 50% bonus. So just trying to look out for you guys in the long run. Now we'll throw it back over to Todd so we can look at this Tesla chart.
You can see the uptrend with the solid blue line that it's been following. I would say here on the OP, again, this is 5-minute volume constructed during the day and posted daily. So you can see a lot of buying coming in all the way to 3 days ago. But that buying did not take the price above resistance at the 390 level. Actually, it upthrusted the 361 level, which is the dotted line. So kind of upthrusted that. Came down and tested it, and now some big volume coming in the last couple days. So I think that's an important level. I wouldn't be long-term bullish on Tesla unless we can get above that 361 again. You can see, because again, all the buying from the OP did not get that price higher. You can see the Force Index is broken down hard, back down to previous lows. Force is more of a investor type sentiment, so that's going to keep pressure on the stock. The only good thing is the technometer is down to 3878, which caught this last low, and it caught a lot of these short-term lows. So, you know, I don't think it's going to crash here, but I guess I would think, you know, definitely still sideways, and I'd watch for the next day or two. It might be able to get you a buy signal. I mean, it hasn't really hurt the chart to the downside as of yet. But I think that 370, the 361 level is pretty important.
Mainframe 386 says, how much is Linda paying you to keep bringing them up? It's crap. Linda has not given us a single Linda or a single dollar. If any coins do make donations to the channel, we give them back to you guys. Also, there's relevant news and questions in the chat box. If you scroll up, several people brought up Linda. That's why we are discussing it. And I present you fundamentals on projects that I think are worth investing in, that I think have good fundamentals, and that Todd verifies with technical analysis. If you want to invest in those, that is your own decision. This is not financial advice. We have 4,000 subscribers here. We're not market movers by any means. Now, if the community members have made some good gains on Linda, they've made good gains on some of these other coins that we have interviewed, and because we continue to talk about them, debate the fundamentals, and try to really get in long-standing and solid projects. So sorry if it's a little too much Linda for you, even though it was about 2 seconds. But no, we do not get paid. Linda. Do not get paid for these. We're not trying to do any shilling. I tell you exactly when I'm buying, when I'm selling, what I own, etc. Try to be transparent for that.
Tony, thanks. You did answer that pretty well for iSurbest. I mean, we've got the $1,000 Wyckoff stock course, but we've kind of just a little watered down on that and gave it to the cryptos. So at $299 plus still with the discount down to $225, I think it is.
And we got Noel89 in here saying nothing happening in crypto until Bitcoin bottoms between 4,500 and 5,000. I don't know if I agree with that. I think there's too much. The sentiment's not that great, but the fundamentals with we're getting in the European Union, an ETF organization is now creating ETNs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, ETNs are not really holding the underlying, it's more of a debt obligation. What they did say once regulation came into play, they would be advancing that ETN into an ETF. And the reason why ETFs are really the golden ticket for cryptocurrencies is because of the fact that ETFs have to hold the underlying. If there's a Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic ETF, that means that ETF will be shares in the underlying cryptocurrency, which means they are buying at market prices, which then pushes the prices up a lot harder and a lot faster than, say, me going with $100 million and buying some Bitcoin over the counter. That will eliminate some of the supply, but it is not going to affect the market price. So that is pretty exciting.
I will say one thing, though. There's talk of Fidelity going to do custody. There's talk of the ICE exchange with NASDAQ doing an exchange. So Coinbase doing custody and all that is great news for crypto people, but it doesn't help like my stock clients because they don't know what Coinbase is for real. They don't know what Coinbase custody is. So I don't think that brings in their money. But I think when the news says that, that the ICE exchange, ICE, is maybe going to do an exchange, trade cryptos, or Fidelity's doing custodial, I think that changes the game for real because that brings in mom and pop.
That brings in the 401k and IRA money. And I was saying that in the past. Coinbase, if people are already interested in cryptocurrencies, they're going to get in that index and in that custodian. But what this does do is prove the possibility and sets up the framework for custodians all around. Almost like cryptocurrencies are open source. I can go and use the Bitcoin source code and build on top of it. The Coinbase custodian is going to be a transparent framework in which Fidelity and some of these may try to mimic and create for themselves. Obviously, it can be a revenue generator, as Coinbase is charging 120 bips per year, that is 1.2%, and a $100,000 setup fee. You're not telling me that Fidelity, Charles Schwab, some of these would not want to be a custodian and make that kind of dough for a new up-and-coming asset class.
See what G-Money, who was it? Somebody asked about gold. Driven Muffin. I mean, I'm actually long a little GDX right now on the stock side. That's the chart in front of you. I bought it down here at 22 and change back here. So you had new lows in the price over here, and the OP was still higher in the force, and the technometer's getting oversold a little bit. So I'm a little long there. I think it probably bounces, but I'm not sure. Longer term, I really don't know. I'd have to look at it a lot more. I try to trade more like a couple month moves in gold and silver.
Shout out to all the new names in here. Replica973 says, what's up, guys? Love the content. Keep it up. Scott says, what is going on with VEN at the moment? Will you pull up the VEN chart? Seems FUD is killing it. I know they're going through that conversion process to the V, the one, I think it's 1-to-100 conversion. I know that if you have it on Binance, you are fine with that. You know, I think VEN is in a good class, and the chart's not looking bad. I think it got a little overzealous there on the more recent run-up. This was going on when the government did meet here in the United States, saying that the first use case for blockchain that they see as pertinent is the supply chain logistics, which is what VeChain specializes in with their RFID technology. It is a very easy to see and understand application of blockchain technology, and I still think VeChain has first mover advantage and is most recognizable name with government backing. So I think if you think RFID and supply chain economics is going to come into play for cryptocurrencies, that VeChain may not be a bad hold, especially if you can get it on some kind of a sell-off.
That chart looks good. I mean, that coin's held higher, much higher levels here on support. So, and shout out to Asako, just bought the course.
Boom, just bought the course. Shout
Smart
out to
investment.
You. Hopefully you use the July 4 code that I'm typing in now.
And yes, he did. Yeah.
Cool.
And I will say, I mean, percent-wise, the course at that price is still just a steal. There's a lot of information there from Wyckoff.
And I just got one more news article. Then we'll just see if you guys have any charts or questions, and we'll kind of wrap it up before we get mundane or boring. You know, at this time, make sure to smash that like button. For all the people who came in here late, we do have a ZEN giveaway today. To participate, leave your ZEN wallet address in the comment section below when this video gets posted, and that's it. We'll announce the winner. If you watch the video, you get the excitement of seeing it live. If not, you'll just have one ZEN pop up in your wallet.
Niagara Tony, better known as Tony M, likes the VeChain X node. So
there you go.
I think that's, yeah. Tony knows the stuff, so add that with the chart looking well, and that still is one I think you need to have.
A newly published Western Union patent envisions a system that manages recurring transfer notifications and secure payments for a cryptocurrency network. Okay, where's this leading? The document specifically notes that, quote, in certain embodiments, the electronic transfer network may be a cryptocurrency network such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Peercoin. Now, you do have to remember this application was submitted in 2016. It was actually at the end of December during the height of the bull run. That's probably why they're referencing Peercoin there, as I was seeing some nice price action. Notably absent from the application is any mention of XRP, a cryptocurrency that backers say is tailor-made for money transfer businesses like Western Union and other financial institutions. Now, that's not to say that Western Union has not given XRP a closer look. As CCN reported, the firm confirmed earlier this year that it has entered a partnership with San Francisco-based blockchain startup Ripple to conduct a trial integrating XRP into its payment flows. Most recently, though, CEO said that he has not been impressed by the trial's early results. We are, quote, we are always criticized that Western Union is not cost efficient, blah, 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 but we did not see that part of the efficiency yet during our tests. Quote, the practical matter is it is still too expensive. Now, Ripple did reply and say that if they were using XRP on a grander scale, they would start to see those cost benefits. Also, if you want to know a little more how the Ripple really does have a breakdown, differentiating Ripple from the XRP token and which platforms use it, which platforms don't, go to our review section on our homepage, as I did recently post a short video about that. Essentially, XRP does need to be utilized for Xcurrent, one of their platforms, or XRapid, I believe. I get them confused now that we're talking about it. But the other one does not have to use XRP. So Western Union, if they do not create their own cryptocurrency network, they may use a Ripple network, but may not actually use that XRP token that everybody has hoped they will be using when this recent partnership was announced several months ago.
ETC is on the move. You are right. Recovery high here is 1785.
See that.
Can't complain about that.
Guys, I've been telling you to buy you up some ETC.
I got to get some more of that back here. And then what else was I going to say? Shout out to Hugo V. Catching us live. Probably need to get him a wrench. And Crypto Nitrate, I don't know if that was you, but yeah, if you're going to purchase the course, I think you've got like 24 hours because the price is going to $350. I'm sure at some point we'll run a couple cells off of $350, but trying to just add more value.
Leon said never liked ETC, so I had to get some. Missed too much runs last year. Yeah, I mean, last year the runs you had were based off of airdrop news and the fact that some of the fundamentals are finally starting to come out. ETC is still a very misunderstood cryptocurrency. It is essentially the true Ethereum. It has backing from IOHK and has so much going on for it. I think you just need to look a little deeper. Anything that can be done on Ethereum can be done on Ethereum Classic, and arguably better on Ethereum Classic since it is immutable, and IOHK did spend 18 months on the project rewriting its code. That means a lot of those glitches, bugs that have lost money in the past are no longer there. Also, since it has not have as many dApps built on it right now, it has never been bottlenecked, so the developers can continue to maintain progress on their blockchain. Ethereum has to do a lot of workarounds since they do have so many ICOs, coins, ERC20 tokens on their platform, which does make it harder for Vitalik and the team over there. Look at what Ethereum is worth as far as market cap. Look at what Ethereum Classic is worth. Tell me which one may be undervalued currently. Make your own decisions, guys.
Buy ETC now, Jack says.
Long-term, yes. Short-term, might see a pullback. Here's my thing. Me and Todd were laying this out. Worst case scenario, if we stay sideways here, I see a short-term low on Ethereum Classic around $14. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, Ethereum Classic gets announced that it's being put on Coinbase tomorrow, and it's going to be $50 and probably eventually $100 if Bitcoin firms up and the market goes up. I think that's a pretty good risk-to-reward ratio. Obviously, that's my opinion. That could be completely wrong, but that's just what I'm seeing in the charts, the sentiment, the fundamentals.
My opinion is I don't think it'll go to 16 now. I think it's gone.
There we go. That's even more bullish than me.
Bitcoin might pull back some here. I'm not even sure of that. So I still think the risk is getting left behind on some of these coins. ETC could be one of them. And for it sitting here at 1785 is just quite a bit of strength. It could easily be setting at 16 and a quarter. So that's 10% higher for what looks like no reason.
And it looks like Dolphin134 came in here a little late saying Dragon Chain sponsoring race cars this weekend at NASCAR. We did discuss this because somebody brought up Ion, who is also sponsoring a car. I said I don't know how much branding effect that this advertisement will have, but I did look at the viewership, and there will be about 4 million live viewers, not including any kind of playbacks on SportsCenter, etc. That is a lot of eyes and branding impressions that, subconsciously people may see Dragon Chain, may want to get involved, may ask what that is. Oh, that's a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, may learn a little more and utilize it, build on it, or buy it in the future.
There's ADA. Someone asking about, we didn't show that chart. That's one that we like. Had a diagonal triangle with an overthrow and sprung a previous low. So I think you have to own some ADA here.
ADA did just release today their new roadmap, their updated roadmap. So go over to their main website and check out that roadmap. They do put percentages on all the projects they are working on, so you can see if something is 85% done, it's probably going to come out soon. And if it's only 5%, don't be trading based on that because it might have months or a year before that is actually developed. I still like ADA. You know, I like IOHK. I like what they got going on.
We had nothing to talk about, and we've been here an hour.
I know, right? Well, the community. You gotta thank the community because you guys ask for some charts. You guys ask good questions. You bounce good ideas off each other, and we're all here to learn. We're all here to learn. Even though I do this every day with you guys and I'm on YouTube, that doesn't mean I know more than you. This is just my fundamental opinion, my research that I'm doing. And a lot of you guys send me articles to read, message me to do reviews and look into some projects, some of which I've then reached out to developers, got the interviews on the channel, and really learned a lot. And we kind of put buy orders on that, and subsequently they have done pretty well for you guys. So, you know, it's as much you guys as it is me and Todd over here. You know, we try to hold it all together, provide good, accurate information, but we got to thank you guys as well for tuning in and bouncing great questions and ideas off each other. Johnny
Cool, you did not win the ZEN, sorry to say. You can't be coming here an hour after we started and wanting a winner.
But hey, you have a chance to win for this video. Just make sure to do it again. Enter that ZEN address one more time.
What's up, Tree Man?
And then lastly,
you're late too, Tree Man.
I guess the other good news is that I have been in talks with Charles Hoskinson and his secretary. We got the green light to interview Charles Hoskinson not only about Cardano, but all the partnerships IOHK has. I'm going to question him on how he benefits those projects such as Storm, ETC, ZEN, etc., and how ADA may actually benefit from those partnerships as well. They're trying to do some cross-chain integrations where they can work with each other. So that should be a pretty interesting interview. I have to figure out the logistics for timing. He does not do weekend interviews, and obviously I do have a day job. So I will be using a PTO day to get that content for you guys, and it should be an interesting one. I told him...
When you do an interview like that, normally that's a short-term low.
There you go. Usually they explode after the interview, but hey, you guys do your own research.
I didn't say explode. I said a short-term low. I tried to cover myself on that one.
Semantics. But I just think it'll be interesting. I told them, hey, I don't want to do just another Cardano interview. Everybody's heard what Cardano is. I want to do a brief update on Cardano, but really I'm going to focus on what they got going on with these other projects and how they might all commingle and integrate with each other here in the future. I think that could be some interesting insight that I really haven't heard discussed in this space so far. That's really about all we got. Do you got any charts you want to look at? Any more questions you guys have? Shout out to you guys for watching. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you love what we're doing here on Learn Crypto. We try to just keep pumping out information, pumping out ideas. This is the time to be doing the research and getting into the projects you like. Continue to dollar cost averaging, guys, because these prices will be a thing of the past after this next bull run.
And Tom Lee from Fundstrat also, I think he said this is a couple decade movement here. Said he had been around for, what are you talking about? Mobile and all kinds of stuff, and he thinks this is like a 10-20 year movement. So that's why I'm sitting here. I'll be sitting here for another 20 years.
Steven Dela Cruz says, I mostly follow you guys because I'm a Wyckoffian to the core. Still a noob though. Hey, there you go. You just got to apply the Wyckoff knowledge I guess you used on the traditional side. Start applying it to cryptocurrencies. And if you like some of the projects we talk about on here, do a little research. And if you ever need help with an exchange, with buying, selling, storing, feel free to ask us here on the live chat or DM me on Twitter. I try to help as many of you guys as I can because I know the success of this channel is determinant on the success of the community, and really the success of cryptocurrencies is determinant on how well me and Todd can present our opinions and really choose winners for you guys, get that good taste in your mouth rather than the bad taste, and help everybody really understand what blockchain and cryptocurrency technology is all about, why it was created, and why we feel it has such a bright future.
And Stephen, when I get these custom indicators, the OP Force and Tech, I'm going to be talking way more Wyckoffian.
That's what it's all about.
Doubt. And I tell you, still, like I've said before, I mean, back when the NASDAQ had its bubble, I had, it was 70, 80-year-old ladies trying to buy Cisco systems, and those things had 80, 90% sell-offs. And I'm still getting stock Wyckoffians calling me every name in the book because I've associated myself with cryptos. So I've been called all kinds of names. So there's no way we've had the ultimate bubble. That one's still coming.
Here you go.
My opinion.
And you would know. I mean, you have big investors on the traditional side. You've been in the pits, etc. We know that money's not there. I work for an institutional grade traditional investment company, guys, as a performance analyst, and my job is in performance analyst for alternative assets. cryptocurrencies would be considered alternative assets. We only are starting to get the murmurs from hedge funds about maybe investing in cryptocurrencies, but they need a custodian. They don't have money in it yet. That's a lot of big money for alternative asset class. Hedge funds had its own little miniature bubble and still has tons of money invested in it. I can only imagine if the custodian for cryptos come around and they continue to get use cases, not only here in the United States, but globally across all these nations, whether it be a first world country, third world country, and everything in between.
What up, Vapid?
That's about all we got. I'm going to make Todd look at Vibe for STAJ. Take a look at that chart. VIB. It is on Binance. Now, I know I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure there is a little bit of a spurt going on because Binance did announce a Vibe competition, trading competition. I've not looked at the details, but usually how they work is whoever trades it the best gets extra in the end.
Vibe, that music one?
I think just VIB, not VIBE.
BIB?
VIB.
VIB.
So get rid of the E.
All right. Let's do VIB Bitcoin Binance. That was November. I mean, so this was the December, January highs, and then the ABC back down. So same as most of these charts, I think that's, definitely wiped everybody out, and we can try to put together a rally here. Can't say much on volume because I don't have anything consolidated. So,
cool.
And my software, it's picking up price and volume from 89 exchanges. They don't have the 1,500 pairs and things on here yet, and they're still messing with the OP to deal with some exchanges not reporting and giving me some errors. But like you've seen, the stock software works extremely good. So, just got to get the crypto working like it. So that's been my whole issue for 6 months.
That's the update. Obviously, we try to show now some traditional charts because, well, number one, it proves that the charting software does work and makes it very easy to see good trades. And number two, we know that a lot of you are invested in traditional markets as well. So I want to kind of add a little flavor and allow you guys to maybe position some of your traditional assets for some buy signals we've had here in the past with the Overstock, Wingstop, lumber liquidators that have been successful. I want to try to help you as much as possible in all aspects of your investing.
Exactly.
Well, that is about it. Driven Muffin says ETC by 100 by the end of the night. We are getting tons of compliments over here about bouncing ideas off myself on Twitter, about the way that we present facts on the show and technical analysis. So shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are like a second family and friends, and we always want to be community focused here. That is what it's all about. So thank you guys again for all of the kind words. Thank you for the coins and the interest that you have presented to me for some of these projects and that I have been able to present to you. And hopefully we continue to make some gains here and get positioned for this next bull run and get positioned for these long-term winners that will be around when some of these coins start to fade out due to them being, they just closing down, errors in the blockchain, vaporware, etc., because that is coming, guys. And that's all I got.
Let me bring it back 1 second for me, because I tweeted about this, I guess, yesterday. Again, this is on the stock side because Wyckoff tells you to figure out, look at the Wyckoff wave, determine the trend of the market. So if it's higher, then you go into sectors. Here's all the sectors I have had built. So let's say the biotech has probably got 6 or 8 biotechs in it that I set up 3 years ago. But this is a 3-month chart showing performance of all the sectors. So if the markets are at it higher, Wyckoff says you want to be in the strong sectors. So you then pick the strong sectors, and then you zero in and pick the strong stocks. So I'm going to say it's no different on the cryptos. You follow what is going to be the WWCI, Wyckoff Wave Crypto Index that we set up. Then you're going to go into privacy and some of the different sectors. I have built a few of those, but Vladimir's got to build the rest. And then we hopefully start to see that, hey, money's coming into privacy coins, here, let's say in the last few weeks, things like that. And then that would give us an insight maybe what coins to be in. So, again, there is a process to Wyckoff. People say, I don't talk about Wyckoff enough. I talk too much Elliott Wave, etc. But I can't talk about Wyckoff if I don't have the tools I need. So that's what we're trying to get.
Perfect. Well,
but
that
on
was
the stock side, it's all simple.
Yeah, that was a lot of information for the show today. Hopefully you guys gathered that. Make sure to rewatch it if you need to make sure you catch every little insight we have here and in the chat box. Don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe button. Don't forget to leave your Zen address in the comment section because I love to give it away to you, and why not get some free coins? And remember, guys, stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto.
Hey, Taj, on PCG for U.S. stocks, I manage money through Charles Schwab. And so if you want me doing it, I do it through that. But also I sell Pro Traders, where I just give individual stock trades.
Perfect. Peace out. See you later. Don't miss the ETC train. There might be a minor pullback, but long term, it is a winner.
Peace out.
Oh, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.